It's Marshall week. Another big challenge. We're really happy with how things went against Charlotte. Really a quality opponent. I think people saw that. Now we go to Marshall. Our first road trip in, gosh, who knows? Somebody'd have to go back and look at that. It's been well over a year. But Marshall's sitting at one loss in the league, and this one's going to go a long way to determining who's going to win the regular season championship on our side of this thing. And they're a really well coached, quality team, a really different style than Charlotte's. But we're looking forward to the challenge.
Coach, this is Hunter Smith of WKU. Kind of knock on wood, but I guess now how excited again are you guys to have a road match?
Well, we had this press conference a couple weeks ago, and I found out 15 minutes later we weren't having it. But we're excited again. I think we're just excited. We got freshmen that have been on our campus for 9 months now that still don't even know what it means to go on a road trip. They've never done it with our team, and we're just excited. As I said a couple weeks ago, we're excited to be together, away from the court a little bit, and just spend some time. And with me not necessarily having to be their coach 24/7. And, I think road trips are a really important part of building a culture with a team, because you spend so much time together. And so we're looking forward to the benefits of that, as well as the challenges on the court.
Hi, Coach. This is Cassidy from the Herald. So you guys have had like an extraordinary start to the season, like a record-breaking one even. So does this undefeated record that you guys hold affect any upcoming matches, especially like going into this weekend?
No, I was shocked to hear when somebody, we've had a lot of success over the last several years. And, I was shocked to hear that this was the best start that we've had in program history. But no, it really doesn't. We have a really great gym full of kids that it's one thing for me to be preaching, we just got to get better every week. We got to get better every week. But I never get the sense that I have to reel this team back in. Like when we're done with one challenge, we kind of show up again early the next week. We look at ourselves on film. We figure out where we can get better. And I feel like we've really spent this whole spring on a week-to-week basis trying to get better as a team, more so than trying to prepare for the next opponent. Like every week, we're just taking a hard look at ourselves and what areas we can be better at. And we feel like if we continue to get better at things, then it's going to put us in a position to win a lot of nights.
And then, Coach, you mentioned this Marshall team having a different style than Charlotte. What kind of is their style, and what's the scouting report on this team?
Yeah, interesting. Charlotte had some really physical kids that were big finishers. They terminated plays at a high level. Either we set that thing up and take a swing and the play's over, or Charlotte did the same. And Marshall is much more of a control the ball, be low error, and take care of the ball and not shoot themselves in the foot kind of team. And, they're very well coached. You can tell that they all understand what they're trying to do system wise. And so, the thing you have to be careful with against a team like that is making sure that you're steady and patient with what you do, and you don't end up with a bunch of unforced errors, because, in our game, it's such a game of errors that, very often it's sometimes it's going out and scoring points, and sometimes it's just keeping that ball alive long enough for the other team to give you points. And Marshall is very good at doing that. And so we're going to have to be very sound as plays get lengthened, and the ball goes back and forth a few times.
Hi, Coach, it's Cassidy again. So you just named off a couple like positive attributes that Marshall's team has. But WKU currently holds like a 9-match win streak. And I know you haven't played that team in, almost like a year and a half now. But do you and the team believe that this could hop up to like an 11-match win streak this week?
We hope so. We hope to just keep playing well, more than anything else. Look, this team split with Charlotte when they played. So they absolutely have our attention. We know they can really play. But, I just want us to continue to do the things on a week-to-week basis that we've been doing. If we do that, I think we'll, when you go on the road, you just hope to be in a position to win. And I think we can put ourselves in that position, to have a chance in both matches. And we played really well against them the last time we played them, when they came to Diddle Arena. And, hopefully our team continues to grow and build every week.
Coach, you were really happy with your team's offensive output against Charlotte. But you said, defense, part of it was a little bit unacceptable, so what areas of y'all's defense were you really focusing on this week leading up to Marshall?
Yeah, we looking at ourselves on film, we didn't defend very well. Like, I talk about there's three levels of defending. There's serving, there's blocking, and then there's floor defense behind it. And, blocking, we were not very good a week ago against Charlotte. And that's something that's been part of our gym every day this week, is trying to get better blocking. And then the one that I think that's going to be most important this weekend is the floor defense part of it, because, again, Marshall is a team that will have more opportunities, we're going to dig more balls because they're playing a more patient style of volleyball. They're not trying to necessarily be terminal. And so when they're snapping that ball in play, we've got to really sit down and control that first touch on our side. And so, yeah, I'm looking for a big jump. It's been a big part of our week, talking about blocking and floor defense. And I think of all of them, I think floor defense is the one that's going to be really critical against Marshall. If you look at their dig totals, they're averaging 16, 17 digs a game. And we're going to have to dig a lot of balls, but we're going to have to dig them with enough control to do good things with them. So awesome. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Kael here. Go ahead with questions when you're ready.
Hey, Logan, this is Hunter Smith with WBKO. You guys have had to prepare for a road match in the past that didn't happen, but, how excited are you guys to finally, hopefully this time, knock on wood, hit the road?
I think we're all super, super excited. Road trips are definitely probably, one of the most fun parts of being on a college volleyball team. So we are all super, super excited.
Hey, Logan, this is Cassidy from the Herald. So I asked Coach this question, but you guys have had a record-breaking start to this season. So does that affect any matches going forward, knowing that you guys have had that?
No, I don't think it affects anything really. I think we have a target on our back, but I think that's only motivation for the next game. So I think it's going to be a good one.
Logan, Coach mentioned that the style of play between Marshall and Charlotte is a little different. What's kind of the scouting report that you've seen from them?
The last game that we played, they were more of a physical, kind of dominating offensively kind of team, but Marshall's going to be more of a control ball game. So I think definitely, like Travis said, defense is going to play, or floor defense initially is going to play a really important role. And so our back row's got to really control the ball and get us in system. So that's kind of the game that we're going to have to play.
Hey, Logan, it's Cassidy again. So you guys have a 9-win streak, a 9-match win streak against Marshall right now. But the last game you guys have played against them was a year and a half ago. So Coach pointed out that there are multiple positive attributes about the Marshall team. So do you guys think that are you guys going into this with we're going to win this? It's going to bump up to 11 streak. But yeah, I'm just curious, what are the general feelings that the team is having right now?
Yeah, our team is so cool because we are all super tight and we're really connected. So that's not something we're constantly having to work on during practice. What we are working on in practice is just continually to fine tune ourselves and kind of match ourselves up best against what we're going to see in the next match. So there's no way we're going to go out and not expect a win. We hope to get a win, but yeah, if we all go out and play hard and just keep doing what we're doing, I think we're going to have positive effects. So yeah.
Logan, Coach said this week, defense has really been a big focus because of just how this Marshall team's played. But what, I guess, where have you seen your team really kind of improve defensively this past week, getting ready for Marshall?
This past week, I think defensively, our blocking and floor defense, that's what we've really been trying to focus and really get strong before our match. So, there definitely have been little improvements just mentality wise and just, going after it and stuff like that. So I think if we just continue that during practice, and we'll be ready for the match.
Anything else for Logan?
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Logan.
Last but not least, we have Kalyn Jackson. Go ahead with questions when you guys are ready.
Hey, Kayland, this is Hunter Smith from WBKO. How exciting is it to, knock on wood, but finally get a road match in this season after it took a little bit longer than expected?
Yeah, obviously we're all really excited. We didn't get to have our last one, but it just makes this one even more sweeter because we're just ready to, be away from Western and see a new city again and just have fun and be in the hotel with each other.
Hi, Kaylin. This is Cassie from the Herald. So I asked Coach as well as Logan this question, but I'm just curious. So you guys have had a record-breaking opening start to this season. So is this affecting like any of the upcoming matches in any way? Like, what is the mentality going into these matches like after knowing that you've had this record?
Actually, until you brought that up, I had no idea that this was our record breaking season because we really don't focus on that so much. We just focus on things that we can control. And then obviously the outcome just happens. But, we're just going to focus on our side, bettering ourselves every day. And then when we do that, ultimately that can end up we can get wins from that.
And Kaylen, Coach said the style of play that Marshall presents is a lot different than Charlotte. What's kind of been the scouting report on this Marshall team?
We haven't had a huge scouting report on Marshall, more so of ourselves. We were able to get exposed a lot this past weekend on things that we really need to clean up and fix. So it was like really good to play them, and it just really exposed our defense and our blocking. We've been working a lot on pin blocking. So with Marshall, it's going to be a more controlled game, but as long as we take care of our side, then that's all that we can handle and all we can control.
Hey, Kaylin, this is Cassidy again. So, the team hasn't played Marshall for about a year and a half now, but you guys do hold a 9-match win streak against Marshall. So do you think that can bump up to 11 after this week? Like, what are the feelings going to these matches?
Obviously, you always want to go into a match like expecting and hoping that you can get a win, but it all comes down to what you do, what you can control and take care of your side. Like I said, Marshall's a control team, so we have to have control. We have to play with control and meet them in that level. We can't just give away free points here and there because they're not going to. They're a really low air team, which is really good on their part. So we have to match that and just do what we've been practicing all week, and we should be ready to go.
And Kaylen, Marshall split their series with Charlotte when they played. So how much does that kind of like put Marshall on y'all's radar of like, okay, we know this is going to be a very good team?
Yeah, they're definitely on our radar in our division as well because we know obviously we saw how good the competition was this past weekend. And so looking forward, it's like, okay, they took a game from them. We know that they can play. They have it together. So we're really excited to play another really good team and just to go out there and try to perfect ourselves even more.